on average about 7%, some plants already at about 20, 25, 30%. And as was said today, very assured that that 7% Indian industry average will soon reach bigger heights. As we speak today, a lot of new questions are coming in. In fact, somebody asked me, why do you need to bring alternate fuel inside the kiln? Kiln requires heat and not alternate fuel. So why can't you just transfer heat to the kiln? I kept quiet, Mr. Goyal, this question was for you. The Indian cement industry also has led to the transition to green products by making blended cement one of the important parts of our portfolio. In the world over, blended cement is sometimes unknown, and even if known, it is not so well adopted. The quantum of clinker that can be substituted in the final cement product depends largely on the characteristics of the alternate raw material and the end use of cement. This we all understand. According to Energy Agency, CII, and around 3.7 gigajoule of energy and about 0.83 tons of CO2 can be saved per ton of clinker displaced. And I think Indian cement industry have already been successful to deliver about 70% of their product portfolio in terms of blended cement. Major cement players have also started now reporting on ESG indicators in some or other forms. In last 5 years, there has been a significant improvement in the sustainability reporting and coverage of ESG indicators. In fact, I would like to believe that every annual report of any cement company, there will be a complete chapter on what the ESG KPIs have looked like. The reporting spectrum has also broadened, and emerging indicators have been incorporated in those reports. Most cement companies, again in India, have adopted the GRI standards, which align to the UN GC and the SDG reporting. It's not here that we finish our work. As I said, remember Chaibasa? Similar to Chaibasa, most cement companies are located in some of the rural or extreme remote areas. And therefore, we take the responsibility of building a cleaner and healthier India as well, of a literate India. In fact, I take a lot of pride to say some of the best schools in India, in the remote area, are mostly managed by a cement company. Mostly managed by a cement company. The industry's journey to excellence so far has been a very responsible one, thanks to our predecessors, founders of this industry, a very responsible, with significant example of socially responsible best practices. Our CSR spend, remember being in a very remote area, in a rural area, we add to that last mile development, and therefore the spend has a real value add, and all the benefits that are rolled out are closely monitored and properly evaluated. We believe that license to operate now is not given only by government. License to operate comes from the public around our plants, from the villages around our plant, and that responsibility we take very seriously. Industry has taken extensive CSR responsibility much before that 2% regime came in, much before that, in the vicinity of its plants. And what today we mentioned, and perhaps we did not mention, this is one industry which has already attained the status of being water positive. In fact, there are companies in this industry which are 8 times water positive, 5 times water positive, some much more than that. So we have really taken this problem very seriously, and we fully understand that achieving net zero carbon emission in cement sector will require bold, concerted efforts for sure by all of us, but more importantly, as I said, time has come to develop deep and strong partnership with equipment suppliers, deep, strong partnership with government, with public, with students, with professors, and that's how the next leg of the journey will be done. I also would like here to really highlight this part that we are very impressed in the way the various ministries of government of India that have taken a lead in engaging with CMA, or cement industry through CMA, to understand the cement manufacturing process, the associated challenges of decarbonization, and to collaboratively arrive at some kind of a possible pathways for decarbonization. My colleague Dr. L.S. Singh is here from NCCBM, and he would take this that the government of India is seriously looking at how to partner with industries to get this 2070 ambition done. We have had very meaningful conversation with the Ministry of Science and Technology, with Niti Aayog, with Central Electricity Authority and Bureau of Energy Efficiency in the Ministry of Power and Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Such partnership, such engagement also encourage us to do more. As a next significant tool for decarbonization, there was one topic that is very close to many of us, and I think the time is ripe for seriously understanding carbon capture, utilization and storage, CCUs. Today it looks to be a very early stage, but this is which direction that I see things will move, hopefully. CCUs hold immense importance for the cement industry, as it offers a very definite and viable pathway to mitigate the process emissions. And while this is not the sole solution for decarbonization, but I would like to argue that it will be a major topic that we need to somehow or other figure out what would be the technologically viable solution of CCU, which today is a level at which we are struggling. I know some experiments will need to be done, some pilots will need to be done. It's not a very cheap process, and therefore we really have to think comprehensively about not only technological support but also financial support of taking the risk of the pilot programs, because this is not a charted area for us. Having said that, the concerted efforts of the Indian cement industry, with the support of Government of India and the academia and platforms like CII, reflect a shared commitment to transition towards a low-carbon economy while ensuring continued economic growth and industrial competitiveness. At this juncture, at this moment, the cement industry is poised to really redefine our role in sustainable development journey of our nation. As one of the key pillars of India's infrastructure growth, the cement sector bears a significant responsibility to balance the imperatives of progress with the imperatives of sustainability. There is a need to drive a positive change and shape a future where economic prosperity coexists harmoniously with environmental stewardship. I'm sure that the wide range of themes for discussion at the CII Green Tech 2024 will lead the way with substantive outcomes to build a legacy of work done, of performance achieved that will endure for generations to achieve. Thank you all, and like to all the participants, a fruitful deliberation, a good meeting, and good luck everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The second is a release of a which is jointly developed by CII and CMA, titled Greening Logistics, Electrification in Cement and Raw Material Transport, which is getting released today. A copy of this report will be circulated to all the participants. Your copy.
Lightly warm light
I'm Chief Sustainability Officer of Ultratech Cement Limited. To present the closing remarks, please. Over to you, sir.
apologies in keeping you waiting for, I believe we are about 20-25 minutes delayed. Our first session went a little over, but firstly thank you to all of you for joining us here today. My name is Madhav Singhania. I run JK Cement and I'm also the chairman of the CII Green Cementech, which is in its 20th year, and it is one of CII's flagship events with CMA for the cement sector. I'd also like to introduce Viraj, who is the president of the Cement Manufacturers Association and is the managing director of Shree Cement. And with me, I have Kiran, who is from again the CII Green Building Center. He's the director at the CII Green Building Center, and Aparna, who is the Secretary General of CMA. So as I welcome you all, firstly, thank you for joining today. CII is one of the leading industry bodies in the country. The theme of CII is always building a competitive and sustainable India at 100, focusing on growth, livelihood, building trust, and globalization. The CII GBC Center is a little over 20 years old. It is one of the major centers which is responsible for over 90% of all green buildings that are certified across the country. In fact, as a country, we have crossed 12 billion square feet of area that has now been green building certified, and 90% of that has been done by CII GBC. The Indian cement sector is the second largest cement sector in the world, with a capacity of over 670 million tons. It is a sector which is one of the largest contributors to the Indian exchequer in terms of revenue, and the third largest contributor to the Indian railways in terms of revenue. Today, we are also responsible for about 7 to 8% of the global CO2 emissions, and hence, as and when we are looking towards moving towards sustainability, in fact, we are talking about the carbon footprint, which is the CO2 emissions per ton of cement. And we were just discussing today in the morning session that the Indian cement industry is actually the most efficient cement industry globally, which has one of the lowest carbon footprints at around 540 kilograms of CO2 per ton of cement. So some of the key initiatives of Green Cementech is around increasing energy efficiency, increase in use of alternate fuels. Alternate fuels so the cement industry is becoming a waste processor. So any waste which cannot be disposed, it is the safest way to dispose of waste is actually in the cement kiln, because it is burnt at 1400 degrees Celsius. So a lot of the municipal solid waste which you see across cities, there is a refuse derived fuel which is created out of it, which is burnt in cement kilns, which replaces coal. So today, the cement industry is at a thermal substitution rate of almost about 10% plus, with certain plants burning even 20% waste and replacing coal from it. The GBC also undertakes training programs, energy audits, process benchmarking studies. In fact, there is an energy benchmarking tool which we have set up where different plants are benchmarked based on their efficiency. The GBC is also working on sectoral initiatives around usage of waste materials across the sector. In fact, today, whether it be fly ash, which comes from thermal power plants, it be slag, which is a byproduct of steel plants, and certain other wastes are actually used as additives in cement manufacturing. CII GBC is also working in terms of ensuring that the right cement is used for the right construction purpose, so that overall the carbon footprint of the building also comes down. We are working on promoting sustainable logistics in the cement sector. In fact, logistics is a very important part of the cement cost. So if we look at logistics, we have come up with a report on adaptation of electric vehicles as trucks for cement transportation. In fact, this report has been released as a part of this conference, and there are certain recommendations in terms of how we can move from diesel-based trucks to EVs. I believe the sector has already ordered over 150 electric vehicles, and we see a transition happening in this place also soon. I already spoke about the number of green buildings. There is also a green core rating which is being given for products based on its carbon footprint, which is also done by CII GBC. And lastly, CII is working on energy audits for plants and so on. So that's just a brief on Green Cementech. Green Cementech brings across leaders from across the industry, where we discuss on technology, efficiency, sustainability. So that's all from my side. Neeraj, if you can maybe please speak on some of the initiatives of CMA, please.
Thanks. Thank you. So again, good afternoon, everybody. And
ఇవాళ గ్రీన్ బిజినెస్ సెంటర్ ఇక్కడ హైదరాబాద్లో ఈరోజు రేపు గ్రీన్ సిమెంటెక్ అని చెప్పి ఒక ఈవెంట్ ఆర్గనైజ్ చేస్తున్నాం. ఈ ఈవెంట్కు సిమెంట్ మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరర్స్ అసోసియేషన్ ఈజ్ అవర్ పార్ట్నర్. ఈ ఈవెంట్ వచ్చేసి సిమెంట్ ఇండస్ట్రీలో ఎనర్జీ ఎఫిషియన్సీ, సస్టైనబిలిటీ, లో కార్బన్ డెవలప్మెంట్, దాని తర్వాత రెన్యూవబుల్ ఎనర్జీ అడాప్షన్, ట్రాన్స్పోర్టేషన్, ఇలాంటి ఆస్పెక్ట్స్లో ఇలాగ మన ఎన్వైరన్మెంటల్ ఇంపాక్ట్ని తగ్గిద్దాము అని చెప్పి డిస్కషన్ జరుగుతుంది లాస్ట్ 2 డేస్గా. ఈరోజు రేపు జరుగుతుంది. ఈ ఈవెంట్లో సిమెంట్ మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరర్స్, టెక్నాలజీ కంపెనీస్, కన్సల్టెంట్స్, ఎక్విప్మెంట్ సప్లయర్స్ వీళ్ళందరూ దే ఆర్ పార్టిసిపేటింగ్. More than about 400 people are attending the event. ఒక 60-70 stalls ఉన్నాయి. These stalls are showcasing some of the best technologies available. సో ఈ ఈవెంట్లో వీఆర్ డిస్కసింగ్ అబౌట్ లో కార్బన్. సిమెంట్ అనేది చాలా కార్బన్ ఇంటెన్సివ్ సెక్టర్. సో ఈ సిమెంట్ మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్ ప్రాసెస్లో కార్బన్ ఎలా తగ్గించవచ్చు, ఎనర్జీ ఎలా ఎఫిషియన్సీ ఇంప్రూవ్ చేయొచ్చు, ఇవన్నీ డిస్కస్ చేస్తూ ఉంటాం. సో సిమెంట్లో వచ్చేసి ట్రాన్స్పోర్టేషన్ అనేది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఎలిమెంట్. మన సిమెంట్ కానీ క్లింకర్ కానీ ఫ్యాక్టరీస్ నుంచి యూజర్స్ దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళాలి. ఇది వెళ్ళేందుకు దాదాపు ఒక 200 to 300 కిలోమీటర్స్ ఆన్ యావరేజ్ సిమెంట్ అనేది ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ అవుతుంది మన యూజర్స్ వెళ్ళేంత. ఈ ట్రాన్స్పోర్టేషన్ అనేది ఒకటి కార్బన్ చాలా ఎమిషన్ అవుతుంది, బికాస్ దీస్ ఆర్ ఆల్ ది డీజిల్ వెహికల్స్. రెండోది కాస్ట్ కూడా ఎక్కువ. సిమెంట్ మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్లో దాదాపు ఒక 20 to 25% కాస్ట్ ట్రాన్స్పోర్టేషన్కే అవుతుంది. సో ఈవీస్ అనేది రావడము 2 విధాలుగా హెల్ప్ అవుతుంది. ఒకటి కాస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ట్రాన్స్పోర్టేషన్ ఇన్ ద లాంగ్ రన్ తక్కువ అవుతుంది, బికాజ్ ఎలక్ట్రిక్ కాస్ట్, వెహికల్ కాస్ట్, రన్నింగ్ కాస్ట్ ఇస్ లోయర్ దెన్ డీజిల్ కాస్ట్. కానీ ఇనిషియల్ ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ ఫర్ ఈవీస్ ఆర్ వెరీ హై. ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ ఎక్కువ అయ్యేదానివల్ల అందరూ ఇప్పుడు పైలట్ చేస్తున్నారు. పైలట్ అనేది ఒక 4 vehicles, 5 vehicles, 10 vehicles అనేది different manufacturers are piloting. Once the pilots are successful, they will adopt EVs in a large way.